With 1.0 having recently gone stable on PC and the game being launched on console, I thought this was a good time to take a look at farming and how it works in 7 days. So first, let's talk about seeds. What is farming without seeds? Just a bunch of dirt and soil, I guess. But thankfully, the game does have seeds, so no worries there. You can use crops to craft seeds at a cost of 5 crops per 1 seed. So, for example, crafting a corn seed takes 5 pieces of corn. Crafting a coffee seed takes 5 coffee beans. Seed crafting is unlocked via southern farming magazines, which can be looted from bookshelves, filing cabinets, or any other loot containers that may contain a book or magazine. This is by far the shortest magazine series in the game. The player just needs 20 magazines to unlock all recipes. To boost loot odds, perk into living off the land and you'll have this unlocked pretty quickly. You can also loot seeds from these seed pallets, you can shovel up corn seeds from these pallets, and you can buy seeds from the ever-friendly Trade Direct, who actually specialises in seeds and farming. Okay, so I have my seeds, but I can't do anything with them. Well, that's because you need a farm plot. Farm plots are craftable using wood, rotting flesh, nitrate powder, and clay soil. This recipe gets 30% cheaper with the first rank of living off the land, and 50% cheaper with the second rank of living off the land. So if you're planning a big farm, you may want to wait until you can bulk craft them a lot more efficiently. You can also use the farm plots you find out in the wild and at POIs. You can't dig these up or pick them up or take them with you, so you'll need to remember to go back and harvest, or just move into or near a POI with a lot of farm plots. There's a POI named Johnnytown. I'll show some footage of it now. It's a good spot for this as it has an unbelievable 150 usable farm plots. So you can also get farm bundles from airdrops or as quest tier completion rewards. There's 3 such bundles in the game, so let's have a look at them. So we've got farm bundle 01 here, so let's open this. I'm going to move these 7 farm ends down because I think this will contain some. So yeah, this gave us 3 farm plot blocks, 3 7 farming, a coffee seed, a mushroom seed, and a chrysanthemum seed. Throw these out. Farm bundle 02 gives us a blueberry seed, a potato seed, an aloe vera seed, and the same again, 3 farm plots, 3 7 farming. And farm bundle 03, this one gives hops, super corn, and pumpkin seeds, and the same again for the magazines and farming. So they're a really good way to boost what you've already got going on. They're a good way to get a hold of some seeds and farm plots, and it's a good way to get a super corn seed actually, because funnily enough, I'm right by it right now. That POI there, Carl's corn, that's got super corn in it. But other than that, I don't know how else to get it in the game other than rare loot drops. Version 1.0 also brought with it new armor types, with different effects and buffs attached to them. One of the sets is the new farmer set, which has a couple of pieces that can be really big helps with your farming needs. The set has a hat, outfit, gloves, and boots. The set falls under medium armor, with the gloves given a boost to rifle damage ranging from 2% at quality 1 to 20% at quality 6. The very fetching farmer hat gives a seed loot bonus gain ranging from 2% at the lowest quality to 20% at the highest, so you'd really need to be wearing it out and about to get the benefit. The boots are the first part to have an active effect on actual farming, with them offering 2% seed harvest bonus at quality 1. It then goes up 2% at a time, 4% at quality 2, 6% at quality 3, 8% at quality 4, 10% at quality 5, until quality 6, where it jumps up to 20% seed harvest bonus. I guess that's what makes it a legendary piece. Now the outfit here. This has the most impact on farming, as it offers up a crop harvest bonus of 10% at quality 1. It then goes up 10% each quality level, so 20% at quality 2, 30% at quality 3, 40 at 4, 50 at 5. With the quality 6 having an unbelievable 100% crop harvest bonus. Again, I understand now why they call them legendary pieces when they're quality 6. That's a huge, huge gain. The full set bonus for wearing the armor, if you were wondering, we gain 10% more health and stamina from food. That's pretty interesting. Now, living off the land and its perks sit under the Fortitude skill tree. You'll need this perk to make a successful farm. The first level is available at level 1 Fortitude, so you could spend your very first skill point on it if you wanted to. It's immediately available. And it's actually a very good early game point, with a lot of value as you double the harvest of wild or planted crops. Let's see if we can find an example here out in the wild. So let's just look for a patch right here. Perfect. So we're unperked right now. cotton, 1 piece. So if we punched cotton 10 times, we'd get 10 pieces of cotton, right? Makes sense. With this immediately accessible perk here, living off the land, we put 1 point into there. We punch this. Look at that, 2. So now if we punch 10 times, we get 20 cotton. It's literally doubled our gain. And that's huge. If you're waiting outside a quest POI and it's got a lot of potatoes there or something, you know, you're doubling what you can quickly grab from that. Same in the desert biome over here. The desert biome is, you know, quite famous for having a lot of aloe just lying about and yucca. So if you're just running through the desert, boom, you're picking up 2 yucca at a time there. You're picking up 2 aloe at a time. You know, and if you're just running through, that soon all adds up. I think that's one of the most valuable and underrated early game perk points you can perk into. As mentioned earlier as well, level 1 of Living Off the Land also means farm plots cost 30% less to craft. Level 2 of Living Off the Land is behind Fortitude level 3 here. And what this does is a 50% chance to harvest 1 additional crop, and farm plots cost 50% less to craft. A bit underwhelming. And then if we jump all the way up to number 5, boom. We've maxed out Living Off the Land, we triple the harvest of wild or planted crops, along with all the other benefits we've gained along the way there. So you can actually max out farming at just level 5 of Fortitude, which is good because it makes it viable if you're running an intellect build or a strength build. It's not that much more to perk into Fortitude, so it makes it viable to do some farming mid to late game perhaps. And one last quick tip that my friend Eleonoria actually taught me, way back when in Alpha 19, is if you're doing a lot of harvesting, you kind of walk in a straight line. Bow knife is actually perfect for it because it's got a quick attack speed and low stamina. So you can just harvest, 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 harvest. It's a lot better than the punch. Actually uses less stamina somehow than punching. There's a little quick tip. Get yourself a good quality bone knife for your farming needs. Oh look, we've got a pet deer. The AI's off, so it's just here to graze. Help yourself, dear. So speaking of harvesting, let's do some actual testing now to see what sort of numbers we get. So I've set this up here. We've got 10 potato, 10 corn, and we're going to try it with different levels of Living Off the Land, with and without the armor sets, and we're going to see how much we get for each one. We'll keep a tally, just, you know, for science. So let's take a learning elixir, so we're back to being unspec'd. I like that noise. Yeah, we're wearing nothing but this fetching hat just so I can have the helmet light. Oh yeah, should quickly cover this off as well. So Southern Farming. We unlock cotton at tier 1. Goldenrod and chrysanthemum at tier 4. Coffee, 6 magazines red, I guess. Yucca at 8 magazines red. Aloe, I think that was 10. Blueberry and hops at 12. Pumpkin is at 14. Coming in at number 16 is mushroom. I feel like I'm doing the old chat rundown. Corn is 18. I think potato might be the last one. Yeah, potato's the last one there. Let me just read that to get out of our way. Supercorn is schematic only. But supercorn's not as great as people might think, so we grab a piece of supercorn here. Let's look at the recipes. Yeah, I mean, it's alternative for glue, but bones are so abundant, and then you use it in all these grandpa's things, but nobody really crafts these because the recipes are kind of ridiculous. Things like loads of honey. You know, you want to save your honey. 5 at a time. You know, acid, you're not going to use acid, are you? You know, when it's so useful for things like chemistry stations. Same with all these, so I tend not to use supercorn. But you might want to. Just double check. We are completely unspec'd now. Yeah, we're not spec'd into Living Off the Land at all. So you can see here, pulling the curtain back, I put some lighting on myself here. Look at that, very professional job with my tractor and my supercorn. I could have got it from there. So I set all this up, fast forwarded the time, waited for the seeds to grow and everything, so they were player planted. Then realised I didn't set one up for unspec'd, so this is why this one's down in the ditch to the side over here. So what we're going to do now, unspec'd, Living Off the Land, 10 corn plants. So crop, 20, seed, 4. So we've got 20 plants back and 4 seeds. Throw them in there. We'd only be replanting 4, and it'd be a huge net loss. It's not a viable proposition at this stage. Let's check the potatoes. The seeds are a random chance, but it should be percentage based and it should even out over time. So there, we've got 7 potato seeds back, for example. But of course, just the 20 crops. Throw them in there. Back round to the actual area. And now we're going to spend 1 point in Living Off the Land. And let's see what we get here. Okay, so we got 40 corn, 5 seeds. Interesting that we got more seeds back with unperked on the potatoes. Very interesting. So we could, in theory, you know, make another 8 seeds on top, but we'd be left with no crops. If you're kind of keeping track of all that as well. Potatoes next. 1 point of living off the land. So yeah, again, we got less potato seeds, so we just got really lucky in that first one. Goes to show. 6 potato seeds, and of course 40 crops. Right, next up, we've got living off the land too. We're going to go boom, boom, and boom. So let's do the corn. Okay, it's saying 10, but I actually only got 5 there, didn't I? Because, yeah, I forgot to put these seeds in here. Yeah, I was watching it on the side, don't worry. So it was 5 seeds again. We got 4 seeds the first time. We got 5 seeds the second. 5 seeds with 2 points. It's made a very little difference to the seed yield. It's got to be said. So yeah, we wouldn't be replanting much there. 45 crops, 5 seeds. Potatoes. 45 crops. And just 4 seeds at a time. Wow, that's interesting. Got super, super lucky in the first potato run. Get them in there. Right, next up, we are maxing out living off the land here now. We're going up to 5 in fortitude and level 3 of living off the land. Let's go. So we got 65 corn that time. And just the 6 seed back, but you should have a surplus there. I'd only need to use 20 crops to get another 10 down, and I'd be left with a big surplus to be able to use for cooking. So this is where it becomes more viable, you see. Remember to throw these away. Right, potatoes next. Okay, we still haven't beaten that first potato seed yield, but that was just insane luck. Got 64 crops. And 6 seeds. So again, very, very similar. We'd only be using 20 potatoes to replant 10 of these, leaving us with plenty over for cooking. There you go. You can see clearly level 3 of living off the land. It's just, you know, it makes it so much more viable. Just the crop yield alone. Well, we're going from unperked, obviously 20, up to 40 to 45 to kind of 65. It's such a big difference. So next up, we're going to do level 3 living off the land and level 1 farmer armor, just to see, curious to see what this would be like. So we're going to wear. Double check. Yeah, all level 1. So let's see if this makes any noticeable difference with the level 1 armor and max living off the land. I know the whole set doesn't matter, but I want to wear it. Just for funsies. Still only getting 5 corn seeds every time. That's bizarre, isn't it? And we got 66 corn. So the armor is basically made no difference there. We've got 1 less seed and 1 more crop. It is only level 1 armor though. So let's get potatoes now. 68 potatoes. And 5 seeds. So we got 64 and 6 last time. We got 68 and 5 this time. Very, very similar. Kind of underwhelming, isn't it, really? With the level 1 armor. However, we have 1 more test. We're going to try it with level 6 armor. Surely we're going to see a big difference with this one, right? Let's go. So yeah, we've definitely seen an increase there. We've got 73 corn and 7 seeds. Which is the most corn seed we've had all through these tests, I believe. And finally, yeah, 74 potato. And finally we beat that first total. 74 potatoes and 8 seeds. It adds a good amount onto what you've already kind of getting without the armor. So every little does help. And, you know, you're getting a few extra dishes out of it, aren't you? So, yeah, the armor makes a difference. But the main difference maker is clearly living off the land level 3. And the armor's like a cherry on top, isn't it, once you've fully perked. Worth doing just to craft it, just to get that bit extra, especially if you're kind of feeding a multiplayer server or something. We will leave it right there. Thank you very much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like to let me know. Any questions or any comments or anything you think might be useful that I may not have covered in this video when it comes to farming, let me know in the comment section below. Subscribe for plenty more 7 days content, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.